Welcome to episode 3 of Does This Design Work? Today we are looking at designs from Final Fantasy X, a game where the quality of the designs definitely vary. While this game does have some pretty solid designs, there are a couple that are highly questionable. Those of you who have played the game might know what designs I'm talking about, as these designs have been heavily criticized in the past. But despite all of that, Brett and I are going to talk about them alongside many other of this game's character designs. Before we begin, I should say that everything we say about these designs are purely our opinions, as art allows for all kinds of interpretations. Also, we are going to be spoiling major parts of Final Fantasy X's storyline. Now that everything's been said, let's begin. Let's take a look at our first design. So, a lot of things that are going to be characteristic of many of these designs is that there is a lot going on. So, where do we even start? I don't know.
Okay, so let's start with the shorts.
Okay, so the shorts were... So they don't make sense here because there's one missing at all times. And this is implied to be like Tidus. Okay, so this guy is Tidus, by the way. Forgot to say so. This guy is Tidus. This is Tidus's fucking Blitzball uniform. This is the first outfit he is seen with in the game, and other members in that opening CG cutscene where he's playing Blitzball wear something similar to this with the yellow and the blacks here. Yeah. So yeah, this doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess they're trying to. See, the reason they don't have the other pant leg here is because it would disrupt the continuity of most designs having one of these Yevon symbols here.
Yeah, that symbol's gonna pop up a lot. But there's no good reason why there's like one pant leg is missing. Because you can see in like the left for the concept art, like, there's a zipper there.
Yeah.
So those are detachable.
Yeah, so like, also there's like another zipper line here, so like there's more. It just see, someone saved this design for being even crazier. It was originally going to have both of them here, and then have none here, and then there you go.
Okay, and then there's like the arm, like his one arm has a full sleeve and glove.
Yeah.
Connecting. And
I actually, okay, so I don't really like this design all that much.
It's
fucking ridiculous.
Not the best. There's a lot better like main character designs that are more solid.
Yeah, like I guess I like that he's showing off his chest here because Tidus is a character who's associated with water and beaches, and that's appropriate to have this exposure here. And I do like this thing because all Blitzballers have an arm type thing going on for them. Like they always like carry the ball in this arm. And it makes sense for it to have a sort of, an arm guard during a sports thing.
Yeah. One difference between, like, the in-game model and the concept art is that Tidus is actually pretty tan in the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, he actually is. I don't know, I feel like if I went... Like, this is specifically the CG model, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I remember him being less tan in the game. Though, I don't know, that might be just me misremembering it.
It'll make a lot more sense, though, because most of the world there is islands.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get a lot of sun.
Yeah. Like, okay, let's deconstruct this, like, upper shirt area with the yellow. Like, so it's a vest that just doesn't, like, just barely covers his pecs here. But there's also, we can't see behind him, but there's a hood. So it's like, and that implies the outfit's function is for warmth, except not really, because it's a completely separate part from this, like... fucking...
Suspenders?
Yeah, suspenders.
There is no function. It's just, look cool.
I think... I'm gonna look this up later, but I think this might be the beginning of, like, the zipper fetish that eventually made itself known in Kingdom Hearts 2. Because we got multiple zippers here, and we have this here. Also, I think Sora in Kingdom Hearts 2, he does have a chain. And, like, for no reason, much like a lot of characters who have this in Final Fantasy have.
Yeah.
If there's anything the art and the 3D and the CG model definitely emphasize is how, like, he looks a whole lot more normal here. And, like, people make fun of his face all the time in the game.
He's so goofy.
Yeah, he's so goofy looking. And I don't think it's really that bad in the game. Like, again, this is the CG model, but, like, I can't help but, like, make the comparison that this is just so much more, like... It's more subtle.
Yeah. So, looking at his sword,
Sword's not really part of his design, but it looks really cool.
the only problem I have is that hook kind of thing coming off at the end.
I kind of like this thing here.
No, the front pointy end.
Oh, this.
No,
Oh.
that. Yeah.
I kind of I don't know. I think it like I couldn't describe how like I think it looks good, even though I can't really describe how it fits thematically with the whole thing.
But that hook would break off pretty quickly.
That's practicality. Like is the same as semantics and Final Fantasy designs. I don't know if what I said just made sense there.
I know, but it just bothers me because that looks like it would break off really easily.
Yeah. I kind of wish it was like an actual hook or something. Actually, I think it would make it better. Like, I don't know if the whole thing for the sword is that it starts with water but then becomes frozen and more solid. But I would like it was just like, if it was more curvy maybe. Like, maybe if it was more like elegant looking.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, anyway, Weird Design number 1 is done, I think, unless you want to say any more.
Not really.
Oh well, then let's take a look at our next design. Hey, brother! Let's take a look at this design, yeah?
Okay, the Waka, your best buddy, your blitzball partner.
Yeah, and a huge racist sometimes. Yeah, so like Titus, I really do like that there's an arm guard thing. And like, Titus's arm guard look a bit more like machine-like and armor-like, and I think that's kind of cool because it kind of reflects, where he comes from in Zanarkand, because Zanarkand is
more high-tech.
Is more high-tech. It's covered with all that forbidden machina. And this is kind of like, you can see an Islander wearing something like this. Oh my, I just realized, this thing is missing from the 3D model.
Yeah, the blue and yellow part is gone.
Yeah, I kind of wish this was still on the 3D model. Because that looks good. That's fine. It kind of makes this one just look more like it's missing something.
So the hair. that little bit of hair that, like, goes up and curves.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's like, I guess is it supposed to make him look like kind of wacky or something? Like, I'm kind of a funny character type thing?
Maybe it's supposed to be a reverse Ahoge or something.
Oh god, that's an extreme reverse. Well, no, but a Ahoge is always like just like a couple hair strands, like enough just so you can see the hair. But this is like this was a conscious like hairstyle choice.
Maybe. This isn't the worst in the game, though.
Not
by a long shot.
Yeah, it just, it looks really goofy.
That one shoulder part, like, it doesn't seem to offer any protection. It's just, like, sticking out.
It looks like it was hastily put together in a way. Like, I think it kind of provides protection if the attacks come from, like...
I guess,
like, from the side?
I would think if it was, like, turned, like, 90 degrees more so that it's actually over his shoulder... it would work, but just looking at it the way it is, it just looks like it would get in the way.
Yeah. Okay, the rest of the design. I don't know about this, but I'm fine with, like... It looks like the straps from the pant part here is connected to something unseen with this.
I'm not sure if it's connected to the belt or the shirt. Or whatever that is.
Well, I feel like it's connected with the shirt in quotes because, like you see buttons here, and that connects it to there, but there's nothing, like, connecting it to the belt. It's going over the belt, I think, very clearly.
Yeah.
I like the sandals.
Yeah.
Because he's an islander,
Sandals
and that
are
fits.
fine. Sandals are fine.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this entire thing is supposed to reflect that, he's an islander, and thus, he shows off more skin and stuff, But... I don't know about the pants, like, I don't know what that is. Like, the pants look more like aristocratians.
They're kind of dumb looking.
Yeah. I guess, like, it's kind of hard to tell here, but I like the way his face looks. It definitely reflects his age and his, his friendliness.
Yeah.
And, and the fish necklace is fine.
He's slightly older than Titus, right? Or Titus?
Yeah, he's like 20-something.
Okay.
Does he have a Yevon symbol anywhere on him? Because I don't think he does.
Might be on the back? I don't know.
Maybe.
I forgot what the Evan symbol is.
Oh, well, it's not on here. I can't see it, and we'll see it a few more times, so you'll remember.
Okay.
Have anything to say about the pattern on here?
No idea. Probably like some sort of like team logo or something.
Yeah, I want to say it's the Besaid Aurochs team logo, but I'm not entirely sure on that. Well, anyway, next design?
Sure.
Alright, so the first person that the main character Titus meets in his journey in Spira is Riku here. Although she's not dressed as this, she changes outfits later, this is her outfit for most of the game.
The one thing on her arm is missing.
Yeah, this is really, like, I guess it's supposed to be, like, without, because, like, in battle, like, there's usually, like, a weapon on their right arm, and its appearance is determined by which one you've equipped. But I guess for the purpose of the character art here, you're supposed to, like, this is, like, the default. This is her default, like, gauntlet. Actually, can't we even consider this a part of her design? Because, like the God Hand, I don't know if you remember what that looks like, but it looks very much different than this.
Maybe. But it's in the artwork, so... Well, we talked about it.
Yeah.
So, Riku is a member of the Albed, who are basically the machine people.
Yeah. And, she has a weird tool thing here with this... And, yeah. And,
she's got goggles for, like, working and also diving.
Yeah. I like that she does look like she definitely looks like the type of character that would be energetic and stuff just based off her outfit. I find it increasingly hard to talk about Riku day after day because I'm always reminded of her awful design in X2. And it's like, ugh.
Oh, that design's bad.
Yeah, this design is much better than that design for sure. It's kind of weird that she just has feathers hanging off here.
Yeah, that's weird.
It feels like it's just, it's purely a decorative part of her design. Like, let's just put some feathers here because...
Like those two ribbons on her back?
Yeah, I really like... Okay, so the worst part of her design, I think, is the fact that those ribbons, like, they should be scarves. It should be just like the idea of having a scarf as a thing for your design is very cool because it makes, like, the silhouette of a character more interesting. And seeing the scarf kind of, like, react to the environment as you move a character around, it's really cool looking.
Yeah.
Makes him look like a ninja.
Blowing dramatically in the wind.
Yeah, and I guess that's what they wanted with those ribbons. However, the fact that they aren't just a scarf makes you question why are they even there, and the only reason that they're there is because for decorative purposes. It's not like they want her to have a scarf type thing going. But she's a character that comes from the desert, and that doesn't really fit, I don't think.
Yeah, like, they have the ships that go on the water, but that's about it.
Yeah. And... yeah. So, I guess other than the weird, like, decorative parts of the design, I think this design's mostly fine.
Yeah.
Also, I never noticed, like, the belt's kind of weird here.
Yeah, it's not done all the way.
Yeah, like, why? I guess maybe for fan service. I mean, her belly button's showing and stuff like that, and she has hiked up shorts and, Well, anyway, need to say anything else?
Not really, other than that one glove that looks kind of like a welder's glove.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
But it's only on one hand, so it's asymmetrical, therefore trash.
Okay, so the first time you see Riku, I've already mentioned that she has a different outfit the first time you meet her, and this is that outfit. Also, sorry I couldn't find a better picture of this. Sorry I couldn't find a picture that wasn't just her T-posing. But yeah, this is her outfit. Like, okay, so when I was a kid, I thought that she was, like, naked because of how much this looks like the color of someone's skin, but I guess it's just armor. But, like I can't get it out of my head, that feeling I had when I first saw this design, where it's like, are you even wearing clothes? Like, what is the outfit you're wearing?
Yeah.
And she is, it's an armor padding, but you have to really look closely the first time you see her in the game.
So yeah, this is like a dive suit. It's got goggles and, like, it kind of looks like a wetsuit, but with, like, patterns on it.
Yeah. You know what? I think this design would be just fine if flat out they just change the color of the padding here. Just make it red or pink.
Or not just have, like, those straps that make it look like an S&M thing.
Oh, yeah, god damn it. Oh, fuck. I mean, like these straps are fine. You find those on a lot of different types of dive suits in real life, I feel. Or like combat suits, but what the hell is this? What's the purpose it serves?
You know the purpose it serves.
I know the purpose it serves.
Also, an interesting thing I always question about Final Fantasy X is characters seem to be able to hold their breath forever.
Yeah.
There are no air tanks or anything.
She has this dive suit, but I don't think she does not put on a mask when she's underwater. So what's, like, the point?
My guess is they're all like Aquaman or something.
Yeah. Like, you'd have to be in order to have the concept of Blitzball to exist in this game.
Oh yeah, otherwise half the team would drown on the first match.
Yeah, and someone might get tackled too hard, and that would knock off a snorkel or something, and then they die in the sphere of water. Like, we don't know that gravity affects the water at all in that game, so they might have to physically swim their way out before they die of drowning.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, enough about the death of drowning. Let's take a look at our next design. This design is really good.
Yeah. So this is Oran. He's the mentor, kinda older character.
And he's also like a veteran. He's like a badass veteran type guy too, because he's been through some shit.
Isn't he not as young as he looks? Or isn't he like younger than he looks? Because I read somewhere that he looks like he's older, but he's like a lot younger or something.
I feel like I looked it up one time, and like his age is actually like 35 or something. But
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure on that.
Yeah, but he looks like he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
You can see like graying hair and everything.
Yeah, he definitely looks like middle age. He's starting to become older. But yeah, as far as like this design is a whole lot less going on than like Waka or Titus. Like you can tell a lot. Like it's more consistent.
Yeah, it's like kind of a samurai robe, but he's only using one sleeve.
Yeah.
And only one glove.
Mm-hmm. I guess this is supposed to be in reference to an injury he does have, but he can clearly use both hands if you like if you remembered his animations from the game. Yeah. I like that. Like, I love this flask because it makes him look like that he's traveling. And he has indeed done quite a bit of that.
You never see him drink it, though.
Yeah. Man, I wish I got a picture of a close-up of his face, because his entire face has a lot going on, like...
Yeah, he's got several scars.
Yeah, and he has, like, I don't know, 5 o'clock shadow in his face.
Yeah.
You know, he just looks super rough and badass. I'm surprised this is not on the right side, because I thought you would put the sword to rest on an arm guard. But he's clearly having it rest on his regular, just the cloth part.
I don't know. I think that's like actual armor thing where like it's on the arm you don't use, so that way if it gets hit, so that way you it's on the side you don't usually use the sword to protect yourself from.
Okay, so it's just extra, like it makes up for the lack of defense that's the right side already has, kinda?
Yeah.
Okay. This looks really weird in game. It looks like it's a very bad texture, but it makes a whole lot more sense over here.
Oh yeah, with like 2 belts.
Yeah, we gotta...
and belts on his sleeves.
I just realized, I think it's supposed to be a badass looking fucking obi for your kimono type design. Instead of having the cute little ribbon, you know, you got just this belt, this strap. Also, other than the robe parts of his design, like, I like that the inner parts, like, they look like armor.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's really cool, you know, this guy has been through a lot of things, he's traveled long distances, and he's ready to fight on another day.
But he's got those belts.
You don't like the belts part here?
No, there's the ones on his sleeves.
Oh, yeah, why? You don't...
Like... What is with the belt and zipper fetish that Square Enix has ever since, like, around this era?
Like, I feel like they're really obsessed with making characters look badass, and their knowledge of making those characters look badass is like belts, straps, zippers. They got, like, they could be hiding some shurikens or knives or bullets in there, you don't know.
Or chains. Chains just hanging off.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't, like, it makes... Like, there's a, like... belts and zip. There's gonna be a lot of, I feel, later belts, like unnecessary belts and zippers and the other designs we look at here. And you look like you're remembering a particular design.
I know one in particular.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this design is fine. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Alright. I think this design is also fine.
Yeah, it's one of the best in the game.
Yeah, because, again, like Auron, it's more consistent. You can tell what this is.
Yeah. So Yuna is basically the secondary character.
Yeah, she's the main love interest of the main character, and she's just as important. But yeah, anyway, oh man, her black boots are kind of blending in here. But yeah, you can clearly tell this is meant to be like a Shrine Maiden-esque design. And, you know, it's white and purple, and, like, if you played a Final Fantasy game before, you could take one look at her and be all like, that's a white mage.
Yep, she does the healing.
Yep. She also summons, although there's nothing really in her design that really indicates that.
Yeah.
Although I'm not really too bothered by that. She's usually a white mage for most of the game. What do you think of the sleeves here?
How they're detached?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Like, even, like, practicality-wise, it's kind of weird, but, you know, it's very consistent with the whole Shrine Maiden thing going on, so, yeah. And, you know, she has a proper OB with a very pretty-looking design and a random flower.
The flower's there for prettiness.
Hey, guys, can you tell that this character is kind and sweet?
She also, like, has that, like, little braid coming off the one side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you, like, zoom in.
Okay. Yeah. I guess it's just a pretty type of accessory for her.
Yeah.
You know? It's not really, like, considering all the hair things we've seen in this game, this is one of the least, like, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Once we get to the villains, it's fine.
Yeah. So I think this design has no problems with it, and there's nothing that's weird about it at all. How about you, Brett?
Hey, Square Enix president, how do we make this person, like, appealing to people? Like, how do we make this person seem like, oh, this character's so cool? I know, belts. But where? How about an entire dress of belts? How does that stay together?
I don't know, it makes no fucking sense. And the first time you see it, like, okay, so first, like, the average gamer, I imagine, they're all like, oh, look at the leg here. Wait, why? And, like, in their eyes, like...
I don't think most of them are looking at the legs first.
I feel like they see it first, because that's where they're, like... And okay, yeah, you're right. But, like, it's like, what is this? Why is it like this? You could, like, if it was just like, I think this design would be much better if it was just a dress and maybe have more of these, like, flowery like, decorations, like, maybe layering the dress. Like, I think it looked fine then, but, like, this makes no sense.
I don't know how they're not, like, falling off. Because there's no way they're, like, attached to each other. They're just using friction.
So, if I was to assume that I knew what the creator was thinking, I would think the reason for the belts in the first place would be just like the fan service, so people are trying to look through the holes. But I feel like most people aren't looking at that. They're just wondering why it's like this.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the other noticeable feature.
Okay, yeah. So her cleavage is fucking insane. And
there's like, no way that dress should stay up.
Like, okay, here's like, it's a big consistent thing with Lulu's design. Like, you're just wondering why it's like this on pretty much, like, for 90% of this design, you're just wondering why it's like this. Why do you have to be this way? What is my life?
The only thing keeping that up is friction and hope.
Hope? If anything, I like the top part of her design. Like, I like her hair braids and stuff. I like that they vaguely look like the weapons, I feel.
I would think they kind of look like Keyblades, but that was after this.
Yeah, it was after this. Like, Kingdom Hearts came out shortly after this, I think. And their necklace is fine. You know, she's a magic person, and jewelry goes hand in hand with that. And same thing with hair accessories.
Also, there are belts on her sleeve.
There are... Oh, fuck! There's more!
Did they have a belt quota
This is
that they needed to make?
Tetsuya Nomura had a fucking belt quota for, yeah, for pretty much everything he worked on, I guess.
I do like the little, like, Moogle doll that you can replace with other dolls.
Yeah, that's a cool, like, you know, I really like I like that as a weapon, like, because that's, like, you know, that's, like, something that a magic person could use, you know, you can be all like, oh, it's a catalyst, and the catalyst can move.
Yeah, you have it beat people up.
Yeah, so that's actually, even though it's not technically a part of her design, it's a really cool, like, it's a really cool and unique type of accessory for a magic person to have.
Yeah.
What do you think this design is supposed to tell us about her personality?
She's the black mage.
Okay, yeah, that's obvious. But I guess, like, it's supposed to say that she's... I mean, she does look kind of mean in this picture, and she is kind of cold and mean. So, I mean, the design achieves that impression.
Yeah, you have to slowly warm her up to you until she does it, until she starts talking to you.
Yeah. You gotta be careful, or else she'll give you a lecture about everything wrong with you, and it will be 100% correct.
And she'll tell you, no, I don't want you to date Yuna.
Yeah. Does Titus, like, flat out ask that at some point? Like, he implies that, oh, what about me and Yuna, eh? And then she just goes, like,
I think
you
it was
have a lot to learn.
I think it was when Seymour proposed, and Yuna's all, and Lulu's all like, no, not you either.
That's kind of adorable, though, because she's, like, a big sister archetype, too.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this design is, you know, to this day we ask, why is it like this? And let's move on to our next design, and I think our final party member for the main character group. Alright, here's our final party member introduced, I think, in the game story-wise. And, this is Kamari, and he is a Ronso, and his last name is Ronso. What is up with that? But, I don't know, what are your thoughts, Brett?
He looks like a very tough, intimidating, like, Panther Man.
Yeah. I really like the broken horn part of his design.
Yeah, like, that's actually a plot point.
Yeah, like, it's a plot point, and, you realize that just from seeing, like, other Ronso with their horns fixed.
Oh, little Kimari have no horn.
Hornless! Hornless! Oh god, the fucking voice acting on that. Like, they sound like they're the guys who are all like, we are going to pump you up!
Oh, man.
But, anyway, yeah, this is a cat person. It's very clear. Something I never really paid attention to as part of his design is, these parts.
Yeah, are they part of his outfit or part of him?
I think that they are fur. Let me take a closer look here. Like, it looks like they are, like... Or actually, I don't know. They look like they're behind him, so they could be a part of his outfit. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I guess I like that, like, his outfit is clearly focused on making him look tribal.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's...
The design is much better on the art instead of in-game.
Yeah, like... Kamari is like a non-human character, so he looks a bit more rough compared to the other human characters.
No, I mean, like, the design on his sash. It's a lot clearer in the art.
Sorry, where?
The sash, like...
This part?
No, the green part. Compare the pattern there.
Oh, yeah. This one looks... Oh, man, this looks like a rough, like, low-resolution texture.
Like they stretched it or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, why did they stretch it? Why didn't they keep it... Because it looks like that's what they did in order to, like, make it bigger, but why didn't they keep it like this? Like, why didn't they keep it the same width?
I don't know.
I don't know what this part is for.
Probably just, like, shading.
Yeah, like it looks like... Like, it kind of looks like how on a True Assassin's design from Fate Stay Night, how his legs were just nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, in game, you know, both feet are fine, so, you know, it's fine. Not a big problem. What are your feelings on this sort of shoulder guard here?
I was trying to figure out what that was.
Yeah. I can't stop looking at it.
It's got a hole in it, so it's not a shoulder guard.
Like, maybe if you swung, like, a lengthy sword on it, and, like, maybe, you know, like you know, these two parts would catch the lengthwise part of the sword.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Like, but if someone just, you know, gets a dagger and tries to stab him, you know, that's completely useless. That's a big target.
Yeah, maybe it's there to keep, like, the arm guards on, because it's attached to them.
I'm not entirely sure.
Do those count as belts?
Oh, the big question here. Do they count as belts? I don't know. But, yeah, yeah, my overall thoughts are that this design is fine. It's good.
With some questionable parts in the shoulders.
Yeah. Anyway, this is the last of our main characters. Let's start with our first side character. Alright, so this is High Summoner Braska, and he is High Summoner because he summoned so good that he died.
Yep. So he's Yuna's dad.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. His sleeves are too big.
Well, I don't know. They kind of look like petals or leaves.
Yeah, and we don't really know much about Braska's personality in the game. He's just kind of a good guy.
We know he wanted Yuna to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, so he's actually a terrible human being. Okay, for those of you who don't know, the pilgrimage, there's a pilgrimage in the game, it's a plot point, you go on this pilgrimage, you gain a bunch of summons, and then you gain the final summon, and that allows you to defeat the main villain, who will resurrect himself shortly afterwards anyway. And yeah, once you summon the best summon, you die. And dialogue in this game from this character Braska implies that he wanted his daughter to follow the same footsteps, and she's like a teenager and too young to die. So so it comes off as kind of creepy. Yeah.
His headgear is kind of strange. It's got those 3 parts coming up.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's kind of like a mage type thing. Like, I always assumed that Braska was, like, a black mage, just based on his outfit.
Maybe.
I mean, he has a staff.
I mean, Yuna can be a pretty good black mage, too.
She can be the best black mage possible, because of her stats are weird. Yeah, I don't know, like, I hate that, I don't really have a lot to say about this design. Like, it looks kind of weird, but he's clearly a mage. And, like, this guy has his own art, so clearly some thought went into this design.
Because he is important to the story, he just isn't in it that much.
Yeah. Due to being dead. So, I don't know, this design is fine. I don't really have any strong feelings either way.
Yeah.
Okay, so before anyone asks, this is the highest resolution that I could get this art at. So I can't make it any bigger or else it starts to look pixelated. And same thing for this, I had to just take a screenshot from one of our recordings. But yeah, this is Sid. He is Riku's dad, a mechanic, and the leader of the Albed race.
And Yuna's uncle.
Yeah. Yeah, this design is fine too. Like,
yeah.
He looks like a mechanic, and a lot of Albed designs are like, they look like mechanic-type people.
Yeah, he's got the goggles, he's got, like, gloves, which strangely don't have fingers on them, but that's fine.
You know, I think... You were I forget if it was you or me, but we attributed the goggles to being part of a mechanic's design. But what if it's more meant to be part of like a desert design, so you don't get sand in your eyes?
Maybe.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure every single Albed in the game has goggles of some sort.
Yeah.
So you know that's like it could go either way, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's not as much going on with this design as the main characters due to him being a side character, but yeah, this is fine. I like that he has a bald head and he looks old because it makes him look tough and old.
Yeah. He has those 2 belts on his legs.
It's a pretty low it's a petty crime.
Okay, but the 2 belts on his shoulders too?
They're kind of like suspenders, maybe? I don't know.
Okay.
It's much harder to see in the 3D model. I wonder if they just aren't there in the 3D model.
Like, a lot of people have suspenders in this game.
Okay, yeah, there are belts here.
Like, a lot of people have suspenders in this game.
Yeah. Everyone's a working man. I don't know, it's like...
Also belts on the gloves, but...
they keep them... see, like, they keep them on there.
And his shoes.
It's fine. It's fine. Come on.
Okay.
The list of crimes is low on this one.
Okay.
Crimes against fashion, that is.
I'll save my hate for Seymour.
Alright. Well, anyway, let's take a look at our next design. This is Brother. She is Riku's brother.
He does not get a name.
His name is Brother. He is also an Albed, and I mentioned earlier that all Albed designs had goggles, but I guess I was wrong. I thought I remembered him having goggles at some point. But no.
But he does have suspenders.
Yep. And so you can probably tell from this design that he's a goof. He's kind of a goof, lovable idiot type character.
Yeah. Also, he has belts on his gloves.
It's fine. No, gloves have those designs on them. Like, I can't believe I'm referencing this game, but in the Order 1886, I think the game is called, like, people have straps on their gloves, and they look like just Victorian soldiers type.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, see, belts exist for other purposes than keeping pants up.
Okay, fine. But I do see that his one glove has, like, the Jin Kazama designs on it.
Oh yeah, the spots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's not a fighter. Or I think he is a bonus character in Final Fantasy X2. You can put him in your party and replace one of the girls. And, but I don't know much about his fighting style other than the fact that he can fight.
Alright.
Like, he's not a fighter. Like, he pilots the Albed ship and he pervs on Yuna.
Oh, the tattoos he has are interesting, though.
Yeah, they kind of go, like, he's clearly meant to look like a kind of doofus punk rocker, and, you know, that goes with it. Is his tattoo supposed to be fire?
They kind of look like it.
Like, did he get it after his home was destroyed?
No, you see him before that.
Yeah. Okay. That's probably, yeah, then that's nothing then.
Okay, so it's been a while since I saw this guy.
Yeah,
so I forgot what he looked like. He looks like a goof.
Yes. This is Awaka the 23rd, and he is a merchant that you see. And while he's not the most prevalent character, he's a merchant that you see quite a bit throughout Final Fantasy X, and he does have quite a bit of dialogue during each of those instances, which usually ends in him asking you for money.
Yeah.
So, you know, the backpack, you know, that's obvious. He's a merchant.
Yeah, I was about to say those were belts, but no, those are backpack straps. So Owaka's fine.
Yeah. Like, he does definitely give off the merchant feel with his design. I mean, obviously, due to Final Fantasy X designs, we're going to question stuff like this.
Yeah, that's especially good because he's in the snowy environment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this picture I got. Yeah. Other than that, like, I like the jacket, I like the pants, the hat. I don't know what the hat is. I feel like it's supposed to be
I don't know, just
indicative of something.
give him more personality or something.
Yeah. You never see a close-up at this guy at any point in Final Fantasy X. This screenshot I took from Final Fantasy X2. Well, anyway, this design is also fine.
And it's symmetrical.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, these are only side characters we're looking at. There are other characters who are prevalent in the story, but their designs are kind of boring, and they aren't as important as these other side characters we picked out. So, just so people know why we aren't looking at, like, someone like Maester Keenock or Maester Micah. So, anyway, with that said, let's start on our first villain design.
Is he truly a villain, though?
Well, you do fight him. Like, he's a villain in the role he fulfills.
He's a terrible father.
Oh yeah, he's an awful father. Does this guy look like a father to you, viewers?
He looks more like that cool uncle.
Yeah, he looks like he had a kid, but he thinks it was a mistake, and he avoids it. I
want to say that's not too far from the truth.
Yeah,
but it's a little more complicated than that.
Yeah. That's a very. I really like that, like, story bit in Final Fantasy X, like, just Ty's getting over, like, what his parents were to him, and stuff like that. He has the Yevon symbol on him, which I think is fine, because it's very, like, I think it's thematically important for what eventually becomes of him.
Yeah. By the way, his name is Jecht.
Oh yeah, his name is Jecht. I feel like I just want to pronounce it as Jet, but his name is spelled Jecht, and you know, Tifa, Typha, and no matter what, Final Fantasy will always have name discrepancies.
Aerith.
Is it Aerith or Eris?
I think it's Aerith, but Eris sounds a lot easier to pronounce.
Yeah, Aerith just sounds kind of dumb.
No, it's supposed to sound like Earth.
Aerith,
Earth.
I guess.
Because she's one with the planet.
Sure, why not? Maybe we'll look at Final Fantasy VII designs one day. Well, anyway, I like that he has the arm guard. It's a very cool arm guard and reflective of, you know, he's a blitzballer.
The best blitzballer.
I'm the best at what I do.
Don't worry, kid. You can't beat me. No one can.
You don't have to try and beat me because it's actually impossible. Therefore, you shouldn't waste the effort. I'm doing you a favor. You go like, fuck off.
What a great dad.
Yeah. Okay, so we shouted and scolded Titus for not wearing his pants properly earlier, but I can't help but think that this looks really cool. Like, it's not practical. It's not practical, obviously, but it looks so cool.
Well, that's because the actual shorts are the same length.
Yeah. And you know, this cloth here is more symbolic than like practical.
Yeah. He doesn't wear a shirt to show how manly he is.
Yeah, he's a man. I can't Titus looks nothing like his dad. Like there is no aspect of Titus's appearance that is really that similar. And it's so weird. Like, overall, what does this design give you? Like, what is the impression about his character that the design conveys?
He's a cool, manly guy.
Yeah. And, you know, is reflective of his personality and also what he can actually do. And yeah, that's cool. I like this design quite a bit. And with that in mind, something happens to Jet at the end of the game, and his design changes a tiny bit.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, just a bit. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so Jet is like the first part of the final bosses in this game, and he transforms into this beastly motherfucker.
Yeah, his music is so good. Like, his music is so good that for the HD remix, they didn't change the song at all.
Oh, no, Brett, remember that was due to me, like, changing it back to the original soundtrack.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought I looked it up and people were all like, no, it's the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool if they didn't change it, because the track is so good, and it does not need to be altered. So, Brett, describe to me the scene in which this character is introduced. So starting with Jet dives off the platform, and then
the Yevon symbol in the background there, the bunch of rocks, lights up in flames, and then he emerges, and the theme starts playing.
You see his giant claw hand just grab the platform that the main characters are standing on, and then as he's rising up, they start playing that awesome fucking music.
His eyes start glowing.
Yeah. Oh man, this design looks so fucking cool. Like, he looks so fucking... Like, we haven't took a look at him yet, but he looks so much more powerful than pretty much any other Aeon within the game. Like, even more so than Bahamut.
Like, that's
and
the
maybe
point.
Anima.
That's the point, though.
Yeah. He's supposed to be the final summon. And this, like, the final summon is, created and, like, the whole ritual is influenced by Yevon, and now you can see the symbol on him is now glowing, and, he had the symbol on his chest beforehand.
Yeah.
Like, it's symbolic of what has happened, and who has kind of caused it,
Yeah.
And that's awesome. I hope people can see the design really well, because I just kind of noticed that the lighting in this scene is kind of making it hard to... It makes it a little difficult to make out the individual aspects of his design. Maybe I'll put up another picture of it looking a bit more clear. But yeah, this, like, he's just... Oh, it's so cool!
You could even still see the headband, like his red headband on.
Oh, yeah. Then, you know, that lets you know that it's still Jet in there, somewhat. Well, anyway, want to take a look at our next design, then?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, let's start from one of the best designs in the game, and let's go to one of the more questionable ones.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Seymour's last name is Guado. Other races do not have the right to proper family names. This is Seymour Guado. He is one of the most prevalent villains in the entire game.
Oh.
Where do you want to start, Brett?
Where do you think I want to start?
I don't know. Does it have something to do with this fucking... Ah!
How does that work? How does that hair work?
I don't... Like, I think other Guados have weird hair that's kind of like it looks like Babylon 5 or some Star Trek hairstyles. But this is so, like... Okay, let's take a look at the 3D model. Like, it's so weird looking here the most, because, like, we got individual polygons for these parts of the hair, and it's like... Like, is it meant to make him look demonic?
Like, well, if you follow the hair, it, like, goes up and then goes back down.
Yeah, like, why? And it's, like... Man, imagine if, like, Seymour got into Dissidia. We probably see, like... They probably make the character model a bit more detailed, and you see the lines on the hair, and then it would still not make sense.
No, it just raised more questions, probably.
By the way, is the symbol on the staff here the same as the stuff on his chest? It's kind of hard to tell.
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, probably not. What about his clothing?
His outfit looks fine, I guess. It looks like a darker version of, like, a summoner outfit.
Oh, yeah, that's actually really cool. I don't know about the way the colors are here. Like, I feel like the green kind of clashes with the rest of it.
Yeah. Like, green, red, and black don't really go together that well.
Yeah.
Especially now with blue hair.
Yeah, his blue hair also kind of feels like it's offset. Oh, he has weird-looking shoes, I guess.
Maybe the hair just shouldn't have existed.
It looks like he has hair on his feet, and they were just combed into the shoes.
So, Seymour has, like, clawed fingers.
Yeah, but all the Guado do that.
Yeah.
And
Seymour is half Guado, half human.
Yeah, if there's anything that's kind of good about this design, you know, you can tell from his face, and I don't know if you can see the blue veins here, but he has blue veins, and that's characteristic of, like, Guado. And, but his face looks a bit more human and a little less rough. Like, the Guado kind of look like elves.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, and, you know, of course he has the hands like this, and, you know, the Guado have these, like, claw-looking fingers. So it definitely subtly conveys that he's a mix of both a human and a Guado. So that's kind of cool. But, like, the hair is so much of this design.
It's what sticks out the most.
Yeah. And his outfit is only, like, okay, and, like, it's just... it's really... This is a... Like, people have made fun of this design for good reasons.
It's so bad, it's good. Like, it
Really?
makes him so...
Really? So bad it's good?
It makes him so memorable, though.
Yeah, but just because I remember it doesn't mean I want to remember it.
Remember how I, like, caught the twist immediately?
Yeah.
He looks at Yuna,
He gives her a creepy look.
And I'm just like, oh, he's gonna make Yuna his future bride.
And I said something like, oh my god, that's exactly what happens. You know, another thing, the first time you look at this guy in-game, you're all like, that guy's evil. It's very clear he's gonna, like, if you see, he's presenting himself as good now, but he's going to turn heel.
Yeah.
It's so obvious.
Even the narration a few seconds later is like, oh man, Seymour wasn't a good guy.
Yeah, like Titus is always, I never liked the way he looked or something like that. Well anyway, let's leave poor Seymour alone for a bit, and let's move on to our next design. Alright, so this is, Sin. This is a monster that is the main who causes the most problems and is more or less the main villain for most of the story.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's really demonstrated here, but this is a very big creature.
Yeah, that's a city on its back.
Yeah. Also, you have boss fights with its individual body parts rather than it as a whole. And there's something about, like... There's something I love about how uncaring this creature looks.
Yeah, like, it's huge, and it just, like, destroys, like, islands just being there.
Yeah, and, like... It's oh man, it's kind of hard to tell, but like it can't really make it, like there's a bunch of little eyeballs on there and it has a mouth and it's impossible, like this creature cannot make any like facial expressions at all because it's so uncaring. And that makes the twist that it actually does have a bit of care to it later on, a bit more, all that more like shocking.
Yeah. Also, it has wings. Or something.
Yeah, it does. Well, this is like, this is when it's in the water, the upper left here, and this is when it's flying, which it does do at the end of the game. So it can pretty much go wherever it wants. You can't avoid it.
Yeah, like even if it wasn't a bunch of islands that was the whole world, it would just, like, go inland.
Yeah. Man, I just love this, like, yeah, the city on the back here is, like, you can tell how it's a good... Like, instead of birds for scales, it just has a town on top of it for scale. and that makes it look really cool. It's pretty clear that I think it is a whale, fish creature.
Yeah,
mostly by the mouth and the fins.
Yeah, but it's also got a bit of, like, sea monster-esque parts to it.
Yeah. I also love the way its like skin looks here, like how it looks like it was man-made almost.
Yeah, like carved.
Yeah. And that just makes it look so tough because like this design is trying to be like a very unstoppable, ancient, fuck you up, unfeeling creature, and it definitely pulls that off pretty well. Okay, so this is also a prominent character that doesn't appear a lot, much like Braska, although you do fight her in the end. And this is Yunalesca. She's a very influential character within the universe of Final Fantasy X.
So...
Yeah, what the fuck is this design?
Shows she's like an ancient magical woman.
I guess? But like... Even so, when you see flashbacks of her and I think her husband's name is Zeon... Like, she's wearing the same exact outfit, and, like, she's not really a sultry character at all. She's not a, like, I don't know if she's really a give-no-fucks type of person.
Just to show she's beautiful, I guess?
I guess. Like, it's just a bikini, it's just a swimsuit.
Also, are those antennae coming off her head, or are those ribbons?
I think they're ribbons. They're a different color, so I think they're ribbons. It looks like she has more ribbons down here. But I guess I like what they did with her hair and stuff, and, these ribbons are fine. It definitely gives her... Like, this image definitely gives off the feeling that she's a magical person, but, like, I don't know about the fan service. It seems completely, like, without purpose.
It has a purpose.
What's the purpose?
Fan service.
But that's not, like... You can't appreciate it unless you know why it exists. Like, it's like with Lulu. You're too busy wondering why to appreciate it. Well, anyway, let's, I don't have anything else to say, really.
Not really.
Alright, okay, so our last set of designs here are going to be the Aeon's designs, and those are the, summons that Yuna and other summoners can summon throughout Final Fantasy X. So let's take a look at our first one. This is the first summon that Yuna gets in the game, and it is known as Valifor.
So, this looks like kind of a bird-bat creature?
Yeah,
dragon?
yeah. It's a mix of, like, bat and bird and dragon characteristics. Like, you have the scaly tail here, you have these wings that look just threatening.
You have feathers.
Yeah.
It's holding some kind of chain, though. I don't know what that is.
I feel like it has something to do with this creature might be of, like, Hindu origins, and maybe this is supposed to be symbolic of that, but I'm not entirely sure on that. Don't quote me on that. I think, despite, like, it's a mix of a bunch of different bird stuff, and I think it looks really cool.
Yeah.
It looks good. And, I guess they're supposed to be, like, failed talons or something.
Maybe.
Yeah. We never see the bird on the ground, and I wonder if it's even capable of sitting on the ground with what it has going on with its body. What do you think of the weird ponytail it has in the back there?
I don't know, that was a ponytail.
It is a ponytail.
Oh. Well...
Like, the feathers turn into hair and then get wrapped up into a ponytail.
Oh, that's weird.
Well, think about it. Like, all the faith, they are people, and then they just become these creatures. So maybe this is supposed to be like, it was once a man type thing going on.
Sorta, yeah, I guess. Like the human parts.
Yeah. So, I don't know, what are your overall thoughts on this design?
It's a good creature.
Yeah. It's alright. It's cool looking, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Alright, this is the second summon. We're going in order here, up until a certain point. This is, Ifrit, and... Oh man, I remember looking up what Ifrit came from, but I forgot. But he's like a guardian fire demon in some mythology somewhere.
Okay.
But whatever. I really like,
He's got like those big horns coming off its head.
Yeah. Can you tell that he is a demon, viewers? Can you tell that he has demonic origins?
It's got like that red hair everywhere, but if you see, like, the ones on its arms coming off are actually like part of its arm bracelets.
Oh, this part?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I never noticed that. It's hard to tell with this one. Yeah, I guess, I guess it's a fashion choice, I guess. This definitely, like, Ifrit always looks like a demonic dog. A demonic Satan dog of some sort. Yeah. Although it has, like, you know, human characteristics because, you know, the way it walks and, like, it's kind of a mix of, like, human and, like, dog, like, limb sort of anatomy.
It looks kind of like a dog-lion sort of creature with the mane.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that it has these, like, little fire symbols on its shoulders here.
Well, without them, you can't tell it uses fire.
Really? I couldn't tell using the flowing orange hair, the brown skin, the fact that it looks like a fucking demon from hell, where fire is.
No.
Well, if anything, I love how threatening it looks, though. Whenever I think of Ifrit for Final Fantasy X, I think of, like, that animation where he catches Yuna after he is summoned.
Yeah.
And I think, like, this monster doesn't look like it wants to, like, kill things because it's evil, more like it because it's ferocious looking. Like, it's more like it's,
like it's a guard dog?
Yeah. And I feel like that's part of, like, what went into the design. Like, it's not meant to look... It, like they could have made it look more threatening than it is, I guess that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, anyway, have we said all that needs to be said?
Yeah.
Alright, next design then. Alright, this is summon number 3, Ixion.
Okay, so this looks like a zebra with, like, a unicorn horn.
Yeah. You know, I always thought that they kind of looked like bones, maybe, but actually not so much now, I guess. Never mind. Okay, I guess it does. It looks almost mechanical.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, really?
That looks more like jewelry.
I don't know, like, I take a look at this and how, like, this is just its character model doing its version of a T-pose, I'm guessing, and I think it looks mechanical. But that might be just because it's T-posing.
It has a lot more hair coming down from its head in the concept art.
Yeah, and oh my god, I just realized, it is T-posing, the hair is sticking upwards.
Oh!
Fuck.
Oh, okay.
I fucked up, I should have found a better picture.
Oh.
So it looks goofy now. It's weird that it has, like, this tail part doesn't look like it can move on its own. It looks like it's just an extension of its spine, almost, and the tail starts right here.
Maybe. I don't know, I know there's, like, some dog tails that, like, are, like, just basically sticks with, like, a poofy end, like some poodles.
Well, what do you think of the horn and how it looks?
As a unique shape.
Oh, for sure. I think the jewelry hanging off it, it's cool, because it's making use of this part.
Yeah. I have to say, though, that it's like an electric zebra unicorn. That's why in our playthrough I initially called it Zebstrika.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about this design. Like, I really like Valifor and, like, Ifrit much better. And I don't really have anything bad to say about this design, but...
It's just a zebra unicorn.
Yeah. It was a weird-looking horn. It would be cool if it looked like, I don't know, a lightning rod of some sort, which I'm guessing is what it's going for, because when it does its, like, overdrive move. When Ixion does its overdrive move, you know, there's a big lightning ball that surrounds the tip of this. But... yeah, I've said all that needs to be said. What about you?
Yeah, basically.
Alright, this is Hinduism for sure, if I remember.
Yeah, Shiva.
Yeah, Shiva, Queen of Ice, or something like that. Yeah, this is the 4th summon that unit gets. Shiva's always been presented with no clothes in Final Fantasy games, even in 16-bit era. They always made it clear.
Okay.
I feel like it has, like, the fan servicey aspects of her character has to pertain to, like, her actual legend, like, her actual mythology and lore, but I don't know how, and that's bothering me now.
You underestimate the need for waifus.
Shiva's not much, but Shiva doesn't do anything. Like, summons do not have personalities unless it's Final Fantasy VI. And...
So, I like her hair, how it has, like, those... like, things at the end.
Yeah, I like it definitely, like...
Which are gold in the art.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Well, that braid coming off her butt is like, blue.
The braid coming off her... Oh my... Like, I thought this was a... Is this supposed to be...
It's not a tail.
Okay, yeah. It's a braided thing that's not... Yeah, there's a few discrepancies between the art and the 3D design. It's kind of weird, because they're doing the same pose here, which makes those discrepancies much more clear. Yeah, I like her hair as well. I don't know if I've said that. Well, I mean, without knowing why Shiva is the way she is, I guess I can't really say this is anything other but a fanservice-y design. Actually, I do like this part.
The braid?
Yeah, I really like the weird jewelry thing they got going here, you know.
Also, the end is orange in-game.
Yeah, I guess they couldn't... Okay, so here's the decision that went into that. It's like, we can't make feathers look that good in-game, but if we make it all blue, then it looks bland, therefore let's just mix up the colors a bit.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Alright, this is Bahamut. This is the 5th summon, and the last summon that you are forced to get in a certain order. So the reason I have this kid down here is because this kid is also a prevalent character, and is the faith that sacrificed himself in order to become the summon. That is how summons work in the Final Fantasy X universe. Okay, so something I regret. So you notice this, like, ring part of his design. This kid has that on the back of his shirt.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
And that's a really cool, like, sort of, like, you know, Valifor has the ponytail that looks more like regular hair than feathers.
Yeah.
And, like, I think Valifor and Bahamut are the only summons whose designs have, like, stuff that are reflective of the faiths that sacrifice themselves.
Okay.
And I should say that I do say this without even remembering what the other faiths looked like.
I was thinking that maybe, like, some of the jewelry that they had pertained to it, but...
Yeah, that might be the case. So Bahamut always looks like a badass fucking dragon dude no matter what incarnation he's in.
Yeah, like, you have the huge wings, multicolored, you have, like, his imposing, like, dragon stature. It's almost like all of this is, like, some sort of machine armor, like he's a robot, maybe. Like, just the way the wings look, like, it all looks so mechanical to me. Except for the tail. But yeah. Do you think the ring is meant to be symbolic of, like, an angelic type of thing? I'm not sure what Bahamut is from. I think it might be Buddhism or Hinduism. I'm not entirely sure. This is our go-to answer, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know, I see, like, gold on, like, these summons, and I think immediately, like, you know, Hinduism. Like, one of the summons in other Final Fantasy games is Thor, and that's a whole lot more clear, because we know who Thor is.
Yeah. He's from Marvel.
yeah, he's from the Marvel, Marvel religion that people worship.
Yeah.
And give money to, and yeah.
Oh, okay, so,
What's Bahamut from?
Okay, so Bahamut is actually an enormous whale in pre-Islamic Arabian mythology.
Okay. I have a new go-to now. Islamic. Well, okay, yeah, so he's a whale? He's not a dragon?
Oh, that's one version. Another version is that he's indeed just a dragon.
Okay.
And stands on a whale.
Oh, that's really cool. I don't have a picture of it, but a pose that Bahamut often takes is like he crosses his arms and he looks down upon you because he's so much better than you. But yeah, overall thoughts on this design?
Very big, very cool.
Yeah. You want to talk about the kid a bit? The Faith?
Well, when he first shows up, it's like Jex just saying, or was it Jecht or Orin?
I think the kid shows up in the middle of the attack for the first time.
Okay.
I think he freezes time, maybe, and like says some ominous shit to you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And then when you're having your flashback, the kid is also there, and he's all like, "You cried."
Now this kid doesn't look like a bully, but he definitely fulfills that role in the game, reminding Titus of how much he cried, telling him the horrible truth about what he is.
Yeah.
But he sacrificed his life to become a cool dragon, so it's fine.
So this is Seymour's mom.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, this thing had sex with Iguano, and then Seymour happened, and that's why he looks so weird. No. Okay, so Seymour's mom, the great mother that she is, decided to, sacrifice herself to become a summon in the middle of his fucking childhood, and that's why he's such a fucked up villain. But despite all that, this is a fucking... This looks so cool, though.
It's chained up and looks like it's constantly in pain.
Yeah. Something I should say about this design. So this line I'm putting here, so when you summon this thing into combat, or someone else summons this thing into combat, usually the top half right here is the one that's shown up. And the bottom half only appears toward, in the overdrive, where Anima just shifts reality, and just, makes you, sink into this, red, black, chaotic realm, where this creature frees itself of its chains, and then just punches you a shitload. Something I like about this design is that, first, it obviously looks like it's in pain all the time.
Yeah.
And it's chained up, and, it has, stuff strapped to it. Is this supposed to make it look like a plant or a cocoon, maybe?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. It almost looks like it's a plant trap type thing.
Yeah, Venus flytrap?
Yeah. Also, I don't know if this is really projected by its design alone, but, you always get the feeling whenever this creature appears in the game that it's always holding back. The reason that it's chained up is because if it wasn't chained up, it'd fucking just blow up the planet.
Yeah, it would just destroy everything around it.
And it's kind of reflected in its overdrive, where this thing breaks free and just does a shitload of damage to whoever it's unleashed upon.
Yeah. Interesting that, the lower half seems to have, a crown.
Maybe that's implying that it's the dominant, part of this creature?
Maybe.
And it's the one that's holding this one back, but I'm not entirely sure. Something that's weird about this design is that, you can't tell in here, but in-game it looks a lot like Jesus, this necklace. Also, I just noticed these hands that look like it's hugging it.
Probably holding the chains around it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the necklaces. Yeah. I wonder what this is. Is it meant to be more of maybe symbolic that a person is keeping it binded?
No, probably just trying to keep it, back, period.
Oh, just hold up back the creature?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that does make a lot of sense, yeah. This design is really awesome. Anything else to say?
Not really.
Alright, let's take a look at our next one then. Alright, this is our other bonus summon named Yojimbo. And I'm guessing he's some sort of Chinese or Japanese samurai and whatever he comes from.
Seems to have like a lion dog, a creature that's like in a lot of like Chinese statues.
Yeah. So yeah, it's probably Chinese origins seem the most likely then. So this guy looks like a super tough samurai guy, and he has this like armor that looks like so like artsy, like wood carving armor. And that looks really cool.
But he's a cheapskate.
Yeah, okay, so fun fact, this is a summon that you have to pay your in-game money in order to make him do cool things. And depending on how much money you need for him to do his ultimate thing, varies based off one of the game's many invisible bonding mechanics.
What does he spend it on?
I don't know. What, like, he comes from an old, like, I'm assuming the Faith are just dreaming when they're not being summoned?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's not like you could take your physical money into dreams unless that's totally a thing, and it's like a reverse Nightmare on Elm Street type thing. Where, you just take physical objects into the dream.
Like, he's a ghost. What does he need money for?
I don't know. Maybe it's part of his legend. Maybe he was a mercenary. Maybe.
Probably. I don't know.
You have to pay this guy to get him into your services in the first place. And then you pay additional microtransactions for him to do regular attacks.
Like, literally, like, pay certain money to attack.
This is Battlefront 2, The Summon. You pay $60 for the game, and you have to pay more stuff to do good in it.
And it's a random chance, too, so they're loot boxes.
Oh, god damn it. Wow, I never thought this character would be so reflective of modern gaming issues. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about, based on, like, this hip part here, and how wooden every part of his body looks, he gives off the impression that he's like an automaton, like a wooden automation.
An automaton?
An automaton, yeah, a wooden automaton. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is... Like, honestly, this is probably one of my favorite summon designs next to Anima. Anyway, do you have anything else to say?
Now, his shoulders appear to be, like, sticking out of his, like, robe.
Oh yeah, it's like it's a bit more, like, it looks a little torn up in this art here.
Yeah, there's holes for it to stick through.
That's weird. I don't know what to make of that, but, it looks cool.
Yeah.
These are the Magus Sisters.
This is Mantis, Queen Bee, and Fatbug.
Yeah. They have names that are not the ones that Brett gave him when he was playing, but yeah. Maybe I'll post them, maybe I'll have them appear in this video if I figure out what those are. So the Magus Sisters appeared, I played Final Fantasy IV all the way through, and they're a boss.
Oh.
You fight all three of them, and they look a whole lot... I think they did have a bug motif back then, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a pretty unique design element for them.
Like, that one has a praying mantis head for a hat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there's like little eyeballs there.
Yeah, and like the little praying mantis claws for like arm blades.
That's cool. Okay, this is supposed to be a ladybug, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you can tell from like the in-game model.
Yeah, there's, they got spots there and all that.
But she's super fat.
It looks like the bug parts are more... It looks like it's a mix of, like, costume and the actual biological part of their bodies, maybe? Or maybe it's all costume?
Yeah, because the bee one is flying.
Yeah. Well, actually, like, if you look at the faces do not match any other part of their outfit, because I think they flat out are supposed to be, like, suits of some sort.
Suits that they can apparently control.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird, like, the bug motif, I think, for these designs, like, they do look pretty cool. And they're, like, you can clearly tell what bugs they are. Although, the fact that they're called the Magus Sisters and not the Bug Sisters, like, makes you wonder, like, why?
Yeah, like, what are they?
Yeah, like, I don't know if the Magus Sisters are, like, a thing in some mythology or religion.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, if anything, it's an interesting design. I wish we knew more about their characters, because they don't really say anything because of their summons.
You can't even control them, really. You just give them suggestions, and they follow them somewhat.
You can give them suggestions, but no matter what suggestion you give, they'll always do what they were planning to do anyway. So you might as well just rapidly button mash the X button while they're out. So yeah, the bug motif is cool. I questioned this part of the smaller one's outfit because it kind of seems kind of fan servicey for a younger looking character, and
It's just like, it's similar coloring to the skin.
Yeah. But other than that, these designs are pretty fine.
Yeah.
So that is our last design for today. Starting with just the human characters, what do you think about the designs overall?
I can tell that this is where, like, Final Fantasy was going for more outrageous-looking designs.
Definitely with, like, Kingdom Hearts and stuff.
Yeah.
Although I take a look at Final Fantasy 13 and 15, I don't think Tetsuya Nomura touched those.
How much of those were way later? Like, that was, like, over a decade after this game, right?
Okay, maybe that's not a good example. Well, Final Fantasy 13 was in development for, like, I think 7 years, and it was announced at, like, 2004, which is, like, right before Kingdom Hearts 2 came out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, man, Final Fantasy 13's development was rough.
Oh, man, Lightning's gonna be in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
No,
know
she's
it.
not.
You know it's going to
she's
happen.
Fucking not. No, I don't want her as a party member. I don't want to do her...
Noctis is gonna be in there, too.
I'd rather have Noctis in there, because he's actually kind of a character that I like.
Noctis is in everything now.
That's fine, though. I'd rather Noctis be in everything than Lightning. I mean, holy shit. Noctis has so much more going on with his character than Lightning.
But Lucas, destiny is destiny.
Mo money, mo problems, says Square Enix.
So yeah, the creature and summon designs are good. It's just that some of the human characters have, like, questionable decisions. This is where, like, a lot of the belt and zipper fetish seems to be coming from.
Yeah, it's the origins of that. Like, you see none of that in Final Fantasy IX. I don't know if any of the spin-offs that happened before Final Fantasy X are indicative of that, but... Well, anyway. For a lot of the human designs, I feel like there's a lot of good like, it's kind of a roller coaster. There's a lot of good designs and a lot of just bad designs.
Like Waka.
Yeah, and Titus. Like, people make fun of Titus's design to this day. And you can see why.
Yeah.
But then you have designs like, you know, Yuna and Riku and Auron, like, they look fine.
Yeah.
And Auron's is, like, I like his design especially. The designs feel like... The designs for this game almost feel like, you know, Final Fantasy X is probably, when it was released, probably was the best looking game of all time. I'm guessing, when it was released. Like, it had characters with, like, lip sync, and, like, facial animation.
It was the first one with voice acting.
Yeah. Yeah, it had voice acting, it has these, like, beautiful CG cutscenes that still look good to this day.
Yeah.
And the character models are so detailed. And I feel like a lot of the designs were made for the purpose of, like, showing what the developers could do with that.
Like, all the, like, loose stuff like scarves was probably just to show, like, oh, we have better physics now.
Yeah, we have physics, we have all these all these different textures on our characters and stuff like that. And yeah, if that was the goal, then that goal is probably the reason a lot of the designs look really weird sometimes. Hey, I want to see what I can do with this character model's hair? I can make it look like deer antlers and unicorn deer antlers.
Seymour.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that was episode 3 of Does This Design Work? If you really like this video and want to see more, please consider subscribing or leaving a comment, as that's really encouraging. And if you have any suggestions for any games or animes or movies that we could do for character designs in the future, please let us know. And with that said, thank you for watching.